Well, here we are with another vehicle from the Jaguar DLC. I appreciate everybody for showing up and watching. In this case, we are working on a 1991 Jaguar XJS. This was an auction find, and it's like I said, it's in better shape than the first Jaguar, which was the E-Type that we did in the previous episode. And like, but it's still going to require a fair bit of work. She's a little rough around the edges, but we're gonna make her pretty again. And the first thing we're gonna do, so we already cleaned it. That was I did that when I like right after I bought the vehicle. So, and that's pretty standard for most of these episodes. I'll buy them, I'll clean them, and then I'll put them in order that I want to work on them. So we've got the XJS, we've got this other Jaguar, and there's one other. There's the fourth Jaguar in the DLC sitting outside. We're going to be doing all of these, and then we're going to be doing probably a couple of non-DLC cars afterwards, so a little bit of a roadmap. Hopefully this time I won't make a surprise change like I did before. Anyway, let's get all this stuff off there. And see where we end up here. Still need to do the body work. That shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Come on out. There you go. Oh, I knew I forgot something. I was like, I walked right by him. There we go. Right, let's get that over to bay 1. It's amazing how much better that makes things look. That's not a bad color for it either. We can fix up the body panels. We might not even have to paint this thing. I'm kind of digging the light blue color. Yeah, or no, not light blue, but like a bluish green. Alright, so let's see what we can fix up. Okay, doing good so far. Okay, so that should give us all the regular body parts. Okay, let's sort by condition. Yeah, get rid of the license plates because we're definitely not going to do anything with those. Except put custom ones on. Like we've been doing on the previous builds. Alright, so anything that's not 100% we're going to put on a list. There we go. Sell parts. Set that to 90. Get the... Actually, hang on. I'm in the wrong window. Body work. There we go. XJS. Let's just grab ourselves some new parts for the body. It'll only take a minute. Yeah, the windows are never a fixable item. The headlights, taillights are the same way, so it's just easier just to go ahead and mark them and then get rid of them. Unless you want to salvage them for scrap or anything, then, you know, do you. You know? Alright, get that. One headlight. There's the other tail light. And the other headlight. Okay, that should be everything we need. Assembly mode, thank you. Oh, look at that. Love that shine. Doing good so far. You know, I might make an executive decision here, but I don't think we're gonna need to paint this thing. This may be the first car we've had in the series where I'm actually happy with the base paint that it came with. All right, yeah, I think we're just gonna leave it there with that. I mean, I know it's similar in color to the previous Jaguar, but this fits. It really does. Well, good. Yeah, let's just leave it as is. Let's grab some custom tags though. I'm just gonna have to make sure I get a real good close-in shot because I know the screenshots for the that ended up as the thumbnail for the previous video were kind of zoomed out. It was a small car and I was standing way out there so I could see the. I wanted to try to get the license plate in the picture, but and I realized too late that there's no way for people to see this the license plate from the thumbnail, so I was like, it really doesn't matter. I just want to get a good angle so that it would make a good thumbnail. All right. Get that on there. Very nice. Rims are going to need some work, but all right, that looks good. So let's do the interior. Hang on. Back in the normal mode. And disassemble. Look at this going, what's wrong with this car? And it's like, oh wait, yeah. Right-hand drive. Forgot. Oh, we didn't take that off the list. That's weird. Alright, let's go to the interior shop. For the front seats and steering wheel. Fake wood grain looks nice. Nope. Do that. There we go. Knew I'd find the right button eventually. Let's take a look. Wait, hang on. Interior is 89. Hey? Are we missing something? Why is the interior at 89? That is not cool. What are we missing exactly? Interesting. Because if we go in here... No panels there. We got both the front seats. Bench seat. Why is the interior 89 though? Generally speaking. Wait, did we not clean the interior on this one? Hang on. Oh, we didn't. I don't think we... hang on. Want to do it twice. There we go. Apparently I never cleaned the interior on it like I thought I did. Guess I got in a hurry with this one. That never happens on this channel. Anyway, easy fix. Get her up in the air. We'll put some new rims on. And tires. Nice logo on the rims. Alright, let's get this last one off here and then we'll start fixing the tires up. Hang on. There we go. We'll get these unmounted. We'll see if we can salvage, or excuse me, fix up the rims. We might be able to. Okay, let's take a peek here. Okay, so we're our same tire size on all four. Looks like the rims might be savable. Let's go over here. Okay, there's one. Dang it. Okay, there's two. Number 3. And number 4. Okay, so the rims are all good to go. Need new tires. Head to the tire shop. Hang on. 235.60. Hopefully I got the right size. We'll double check. 235.60 R15. Yep. Good. Always good to double check those. Alright, let's get these put back on the rim and we'll mount them. Or mount them and balance them. And put them on back on the car temporarily. That way we can get them out of the inventory. Gonna do a quick balance on these. Thankfully, the mini game's pretty easy. Should have one more. Yep. Making sure. Anyway, so let's get that. We're gonna put them back on just for now. Like I said, we're gonna get them out of the inventory because we're gonna be focusing on getting getting the engine out so we can rebuild it. And we'll come back and basically do the engine compartment, then do the exhaust, fuel system, and then do this front and back suspension. It's roughly how we do things. Sometimes I mix things up on purpose or accident, depending upon the situation. All right. So we're 100% on 3 out of 4. We're already making a profit on this car, so that's good. Okay, so we need to do the prep work for getting the engine out, which means this drive shaft's gonna have to go. We also got to drain the oil since the pan is still intact. We'll do that real quick since we got this up in the air. The oil looks in reasonable shape. It might have been a little bit low, but all right. So we drained that fluid. We're gonna have to double check the engine compartment, make sure we get the rest of it too. Because if that's intact, then there's a good chance we're still... Oh joy. If you hear any rumbly sounds outside, it's a thunderstorm, so... We got some storms going through the area right now. I completely forgot about till just now. Alright, I doubt there's anything in here, but... I guess there was. I'm gonna go ahead and drain the rest of these because we're gonna end up replacing all the... Go. I was gonna say, where's the power steering? There we go. Come on. Okay, so that's the oil, coolant, power steering, washer. Okay, so all the fluids are drained. We're good on that. Oh, wait, we forgot the exhaust. I knew I was forgetting something. That for now. Oh yeah, these front exhaust pipes are gonna have to go. There we go. Get rid of those while that's busy doing its thing. Before we do anything else, I want to fix these 3 up that I have in my inventory. None of these are going to be performance parts, so if I can go ahead and get them fixed up, we'll just have them there ready to go from when we put the engine back in. Alright. The cherry picker and get the engine out. Actually, I didn't even need to get the hood open, but seemed only proper. Yeah, it's not in the best shape. She does look pretty much intact, so that is an interesting fuel rail design. Oh wait, yeah, is that no? Interesting. Either way, we're gonna strip it down to the engine block, and we're gonna not salvage. We're gonna save the engine block and the crankshaft, and everything else is getting tossed. I've never taken one of these particular types of engines apart, so it could be just like our previous Jaguar video where I spend several minutes head scratching until I figure out what's going on, or it could be relatively straightforward and no big deal. Yeah, that is one thick fuel rail. Look at the wire nest on that. That is just dang. Ooh, this one's even intact enough. It's got all the clips and everything. Interesting. It's also an interesting placement of the rotor too, or the distributor. I don't think I've seen one where they stuck it in the exact center. Fascinating. What are you depending on here? Oh, wait. Oh, that's... Got some on the underside, don't you? Yes, you do, don't you? Yeah, there they are. That is interesting. Come on, let me take you apart. Thank you. That's actually kind of cool. They separated out the air system, one for each side. Way cool. That is an interesting design. All right, get this other throttle off, and then we'll see if we can finally get these. Yeah, we can finally get the intake manifolds off. There we go. Alright, off comes the engine head covers. Once we get rid of all the, or take care of all the rusty bolts. At least this engine makes a little more sense than the one from the E-Type. Like, I'd had some interesting disassemblies done before, both, on the YouTube series and when I was streaming this game. But, man, that E-Type, for some reason, they had that one little part that kept me from getting the engine head off. And it was just annoying as stuff. Like, I ended up taking out about 10 minutes worth of video. That was just me searching for, why the heck can't I take this thing apart? And I ended up just pixel hunting with the mouse for several minutes until I found out there was a specific part that was buried in, like, okay, so like this part right here, imagine that in the center, but bigger. And it was like this one little part that was holding the sprocket in. And you had to take that out first, then you could take the sprocket, then you could take the the cam gears. And I was like, son of a... Yeah. Once I found it, it was easy, and the rest of this assembly went fine. But I chose to edit out... So I know I kind of went back and forth in the video, like, oh, am I going to keep this in or not? And I was like, no, I'm not going to. Nobody needs to see me sitting there with the screen, you know, just sitting... Because you couldn't see the searching on the screen because it was off camera. But, yeah, it was interesting. Let's put it that way. Alright. Get that oil filter off. Alright, let's get the other one off. Okay, so you're hung up on that, you're hung up on that, and this is... Okay, we probably just need to get all this stuff off up front off first. So we can get the... Maybe not. Either way, let's go ahead and get the stuff off the front of the engine. Ooh, we got a lot of rusty bolts here. Okay. Got the alternator, pulley, steering pump. That's all off there. Get this timing cover off, see if this will help us any. Can we do anything here? Get the fuel filter off. Might as well get the clutch release bearing. And all the other bits and bobs on the back here. Go. Cam gear. Oh, we can get the timing chain off now. Oh, hang on. Oh, thank heavens. I thought we were going to have a repeat of the previous episode. I'm glad we're not, but... Okay, been good. Oh yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one because it's a V12, not a V8 like we've been working on. Seemed like we, up until recently here, we've been working on a lot of like different variations on the V8 engine. Probably no no coincidences there, huh? All right. Let's go. Oh, we got one more recalcitrant bolt. There we go. That one rattled the windows. Must have been a close strike. These rod caps off. It looks like a lot of them are rusted. Well, this may be, we may be a bit. So these are going to be, what, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I just wanted to do a rough count of like how many we're going to need. I could do that after we get everything apart. Those came apart rather nice. Okay. Another rusty bolt there, but no big deal. Thankfully, rusty bolts are fairly easy to deal with. They're just there to slow you down a little bit. Not the end of the world. Alright, let's get these pistons out and we're gonna be good to go. We want that. And now we can take that. And then that. Sweet. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna repair just the crankshaft and the engine block. The rest are gonna get thrown out. Alright, so we'll do that. And for the rest of this, we're going to just get rid of everything that's not already fixed up. We're going to be buying all new stuff, including as many performance parts as we can find. So, hang on. There we go. Realized my camera got knocked around. I was moving some stuff around on my desk earlier, and apparently I must have bumped my camera. Okay. So let's go to assembly mode. That flywheel and the piston conrod. We're going to need 12 of those. We're going to need 5 camshaft bearing caps. Okay. That. So, got that. Basically, distributor and a fuel filter. Hang on a second. Saying hi to my cat. He's been having a rough time of it. Poor little guy. Took him to the vet yesterday. Was not doing so hot. Doing okay now, but... Alright, so we got our shopping list. Go to the tune-up shop, see what we can find. Oh, we left the tires on there. Whoops. Let's see. Flywheel. That's a performance part. Distributor. That's definitely performance part. Goes the fuel filter. And the rest... Oh, wait, hang on. Pistons are definitely... 10, 11, 12. It's a V12 engine. Okay. Rest of this is standard parts, plus we need to get one ring for each piston, get your oil filter, and 5 crankshaft bearing caps. Get these bearing caps in first. Alright, let's get these pistons put in. Looking good. We'll get the caps on the next round of parts. Don't worry about that. We'll get to those eventually. Okie. We should have just the ignition distributor. And now we're gonna have a whole bunch of parts to order. Should be everything. Yep. Okay. So we got clutch plate, 12 rod caps. Have engine head B, engine head A. Just to double check here, we did get a clutch plate. Okay. Always want to double check my work before I move on. Right. Over here, because I think we've got at least a handful of performance parts. That's a standard part. This is definitely a performance part, and same with the other head. And then rotor, thank you. And here to the standard parts list. We need 12 rod caps. Boom. Get these in. They would get that in there since that's easy to install. All right. Making good progress here. On to the last pair. We'll get the oil pan on the next round. Okay, let's get this other one on. Okay, let's get that distributor rotor. And that should be good for this round. Sorry, my cat is demanding attention. Gets a little nervous when storms hit. That is a big honking oil pan. Okay. So go here. Camshaft caps. We don't Okay, let's just check to see if it's... Yeah, it's not a performance part. Spark plugs are, though. Electrical pressure plate. Distributor cap. The rest of this is standard parts, apparently. Right, let's get that oil pan on, then we can right the ship, so to speak. I guess the case, right the engine. Boom. Get that on the next pass. We'll get this stuff on. Yeah, that's a lot of bolts. Okay. Get that cap on. Have anything else? Oh yes, the spark plugs. Almost forgot. Sneakily get the clips for that distributor cap on the list so we can have that for the next round of part buying. Camshafts. Manifold B, manifold A. Let's get over here and do the same for this one. And then we'll get release bearing. Maybe go ahead and get the wires too. So let's get the performance stuff first. 2 camshafts. 2 exhaust manifold Bs. Yeah. 2 manifold As. Ignition wires, and I think the rest are standard parts. Yes, they are. Okay. Shopping list. Get our clutch release bearing. Clear that off the list. I have to kind of natsass this a little bit. Sometimes you gotta pixel hunt to get parts, you know, placed. Kind of annoying, but it happens too often. It's annoying when it does. The other side, and we'll do the same thing for it. Bearing on. What else we got? That's it. Okay. Let's that. Get the cam gears. And then we're gonna need, let's see, 6. Wait, 7? Yeah, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 14 of these. Okie dokie. Got you all taken care of there. Sweet. I don't think any of these are... None of these are performance parts. cam gears on since those are going to be easy to do. Go. Get the camshaft caps on this side, and we'll do the same for the other. Where I can see. There we go. Right. Flip over here and do the same. Righty down. Got a couple more and then we're done with this part. Come on, give me. And there we go. That part's done. We're gonna need the timing chain. Get that. Should be able to get the rest of this in there, but one brief moment here. Get on up in there. Sorry. I don't think these are performance parts. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just grab that. Grab the other one. And then the timing cover. I didn't buy two of those. Okay, good. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by my cat. He comes over and wants reassurance every so often. Alright. Like we're making headway here. Pardon the pun. Was not intentional. Not that clever. Wow, we got all kinds of parts popping up now. And speaking of which, we're ready to order the next round of parts. So we got both of those, both intake manifolds, water pump, pulley, alternator, steering. Good to go. I think any of these are performance parts, but intake manifolds might be. Let's take a look. Water pump, yeah, these in the past have not been, but the alternator is. Those power steering pump. Didn't think, yeah, the rest of these are just standard parts. These on first. This is certainly an interesting configuration for a car engine. Definitely one of the more unique ones I've come across. Which my sample size isn't very big. So, take that with a grain of salt. Water pump in. Oh wait. I need to get that on the next pass. Getting ahead of myself here. We need a belt, water pump pulley, fuel rail. Looks like a couple of throttles. Yep. Alright. As always, performance parts first. So we'll get both throttles. Get our big hunkin' fuel rail. I think the rest of this should be standard. Alright, let's get these throttles on first since we're looking right at it. Okay. Fuel rail installed. And that belt on, and then we're going to need another belt, which we're going to do real quick because we're down here. And the fan. Nope, 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 the fan. And so we're going to need 2 filter bases. We will get those from the standard parts bin. Go. I think the only thing that's going to be performance here is going to be the filters themselves. That's usually how this shakes out. Sorry. Let's put 2 filters on there. Make sure we're not using different kinds for each side. Doesn't look like it. Tune-up shop. 2 of these. Bam. That in. That in. Okay. I get the filter cover. 2 of those. And 8 clips, just because, well, each one takes 4, so basic math there. Alright. These on there. Hello. I did a dome, didn't I? Yes, I did. Didn't buy as many as I thought I did. That's embarrassing. Again, no excuse other than I was in a hurry. I think that's everything. Not seeing any other grayed out parts. That is an interesting looking engine. It looks even better now that it's all, you know, fixed up and with performance parts. Let's get this bad boy back in there, shall we? Boop and boop. Everything looks good. Don't look like we're missing anything. All 100%. And done. With this part. Right, so the rest of this is going to have to come out. And let me zoom out. Apparently won't. That's fine. Oh, the fuse box. Come here. We're doing things a little different. We're just literally grabbing, since this car is basically complete, parts-wise, we're just grabbing everything and then we're just going to create one big shopping list for the engine compartment. Could be everybody. Okay. Let's do the electrical stuff first. So we know we need an ABS module, an ABS pump. So we'll knock those two off the list. Module, pump, fuse box base B, got you. Box cover B, got you. One relay type B. Two medium fuse type A's. Three relay type A's. Two medium fuse type C's. One relay type C. Steering reservoir, standard part, standard part, standard part, and standard part. Okay. Go. Brake servo, thank you. Power steering. And radiator. Do the fuse box since that one's got a few steps. Okay, getting good. There. Bam. Brake servo in. On with the ABS pump. And a brand spanking new module. Back up here, get the reservoirs put in. A radiator. I think that's all the stuff I had. So let's go ahead and put this in unmount mode so we can start putting fluids in. In real life, the fluids would probably be one of the last things you put in, but fine. At the end of the world. That washer fluid. Right. This thing around a little bit. Do the radiator next. And take care of the power steering, and that should be good for the fluids, except for the fuel system. And yes, we're deliberately letting this overfill a little bit. Do that on all my cars. Okay, let's double check, make sure we're not missing anything else. Doesn't look like we are. Cool. Okay, before we do anything else, let me get the gearbox mounted back to the engine and get starter installed. Is waiting? Yeah, okay. We're fine. We're fine. Spooked myself there. I thought maybe I was missing the clutch release bearing. Alright. That starter put back on. The drive shaft we're not going to put on until we redo the rear suspension. Alright, so yeah, one step further. How are we doing on parts condition? 74. Okay. Imagine that'll go up quite a bit as we finish the rest of this. So take a look at the fuel system. Get rid of both of those. I need to go inventory. We're going to get rid of both of these because neither one of them is fixable and one of them is a performance part. Okay, 1.5%. It's going to be good. Other one is a regular part, a standard part. So we'll go and got that. Now we'll go back to assembly mode. And bam. She's got fuel now. Right, so let's add those to the list. And do disassembly. Get the rest of this exhaust system removed. Okay. Go to our inventory. This is all going to get replaced by performance parts, so I'm going to bother trying to fix them up. Right. So off to the tune-up shop again. Front exhaust section. Thank you. 2 catalytic converters. Couple of rear mufflers. Couple of middle mufflers, aka resonators. Put her back together, shall we? All good. Look at that. Look how shiny that is now. Very pretty. Yeah, we increased the part quality by a couple of percent, so that's always good. So now, to kind of give everybody a breakdown at this point, we've gotten the body in 100% condition, the interior, and basically we got most of the stuff except for the front and rear suspensions. So that's what we're going to be focusing on now. So we're going to get these back tires off. Once we do that, then we can actually do the disassembly. We're going to fix what we can. Buy all new that we can't, basically. And then put everything back together and move on. Work our way, do all the stuff for one side and then the other, and then we'll go to the parts shop. Well, only for the stuff that we need, of course. Go to the workbench, then the workshop. Your suspension arm. You. Oh, hang on. Had to get that suspension arm off and realized I couldn't because we had a bushing sitting in the way. Okay. You always be mindful of the bushings. Did you ever wonder if, like, if you're doing an assembly after taking stuff apart, you wonder why certain suspension parts that you think should go together can't or won't? Look for a missing bushing. That's more often than not the problem you're having. It's either it's basically a dependent part situation. You can't put X piece of the car in there because it's waiting on another piece that has to come first. can only imagine what the dependency list looks like that they come up with these cars. Or for these cars, rather. Come on. Alrighty. Making progress here. Just about got this rear end taken apart. Nope. Clicked on the wrong thing here. Alright, that's everything from the back end. Let's go see what we can fix up. Everything we fix up is one less thing we have to buy. So, in this case, we're buying as much, or fixing as much as we can. Because none of this is going to be performance parts. Or at least we're not going to bother with performance parts for the suspension. Let's put it that way. They do exist, but mainly for stopping, not necessarily making the car go faster. Which in the real world would be a necessary thing, but I'm not focusing on that so much here. I'm not talking as much because I am trying to focus on this. Try not to break anything. Excellent. So let's take a look and see where that left us in terms of parts that we need to order. Not terrible. Most of it's bushings, thank goodness. Sell all the stuff because we're going to be buying whatever we couldn't fix up. We buy all new. And yeah, we'll be good to go here in about a second. Okay, so 8 small rubber bushings. Oh. 2 rear shock absorbers. 8 rubber bushings. 2 end links. 2 rear springs. 2 shock caps. 2 brake pads. 2 wheel hub bearings. A couple of brake discs, if I get my mouth to work. And a rear sway bar for good measure. Okay. Get back into assembly mode. Once we got that placed, we're going to go ahead and put the drive shaft in. Right. The knuckle housing in. The other knuckle housing, get the sway bar. But most importantly, let's get these bushings in so we don't forget about them. Otherwise, you'll be scratching your head later on, wondering why you can't sell the car because the car's not complete. Well, you wonder why we have a missing part, and then you look around, you're like, oh, wait, that's it. Because we're trying to, the thing I'm trying to do in this series, among other things, is for each of the vehicles I work on to do these restorations, I want to get them to 100% everything, condition-wise. Which can be a bit of a chore, but I want these cars to be in mint condition. As if I were to actually sell them in real life, I'd want them to be in the best shape possible before I sold it to somebody. And plus, the more work you put into it, the more money you get out of it, but also sometimes the more expensive it gets. That's why I was trying to do this, where I was trying to fix up all the parts I could. That way it saves a few bucks when coming to looking at the final numbers, you know, for the cost of the rebuild. I mean, I know it costs money to do the mini game thing to fix the parts, but it's still cheaper than buying some of these parts brand new. So it wins out pretty much every time. That. Like I said, once you have all the parts ordered, everything just kind of snaps together. That. Put the hub on. There we go. Axle shaft in there. Let's get that suspension arm on. I was just making sure I got it from for the other side there. Okay. That on there. Okay, that's all our parts, and that is one freshly rebuilt rear end. Giggity. Alright. We're on the home stretch. That park condition shot up quite a bit. We're now up to like 88%, which is a lot higher than we were a little bit ago. Alright. These tires off. I'm going to do the same thing here we did with the rear suspension. Completely take it apart. Fix what we can. Replace what we can't. Slap it all back together. From there, we'll do the alignment. We'll do a dyno run, see what kind of HP we get out of the engine with all the enhancements, and probably take it on the speed track, see how fast we can get it to go. Tie rods off and the end link. Go ahead and get these cross member bushings while we're here. Go. Do the ones for the other side now. Get this other tie rod set off. Come on, gimme. Thank you. Alright, there goes the last of the suspension arms. Get the cross member out of the way. Steering rack and sway bar. Should be everything. Looks like it is. So let's go fix stuff up. Okay. We're going to have a fair number in good shape here, which is going to save us a few bucks. Okay. Alright, let's take a look here. Yeah, didn't mean to punch my microphone there. Yeah, it saved us a little bit of effort. But we still need... Oh, I still need to do the thing. I caught it early this time. Yay. Aha. Figured it out before I started buying parts this time. Okay, can't fix them anyway. So, no harm for no foul. Do we have anything? Shopping list? Negative. Cool. Alright. Let's make our shopping list here. Okay. Right. Sell parts. Anything under 100% is going to go away. There we are. I'm gonna go do one last big shopping trip here. And shock absorbers, thank you. 12 rubber bushings. Remember, 4 for the cross member and 4 for each set of suspension arms, so that's 12. Wheel hubcaps, thank you. 2 caps. Got our tie rods. 2 inner tie rods. Couple of fresh bearings. You always want to do those in pairs. Okay, end links. Couple of brake pads. Couple of ventilated brake discs. Why not? Couple of springs. And a sway bar to round it out. Alright. First things first, we're actually going to do the smart thing this time. Rebuild the bloody assemblies before we start working on it, instead of during. Seems like half my episodes I end up forgetting to do that, and I start putting the stuff for the front suspension in, and it's like, oh crap, I gotta go back and take care of this. Hang on. Put the brakes on everything, go take care of it, and then come back. It doesn't take terribly long, just annoying because, you know, having it done ahead of time, you can just stay in focus mode and get the rest of this taken care of. No problem, but again, it's not a huge delay, but it is delay. Not like I'm trying to speed run this or anything. Like legit not trying to speed run this. Although with the way I get in a hurry with this game, you'd almost swear I was. Steering rack in. Tie rod. Okay. Things looking good so far. That in, or we'll get that in. Link put in. It's nice how quickly this comes together when you have all the right parts and everything prepped, you know, in advance. Plus, you do it enough time on these cars. I mean, even though they're different cars each time, you know, it's still kind of like the same basic pattern that you follow. Kind of almost muscle memory after a while. There we go. Now we can come over here. Tie rod, get the steering knuckle put on. Go. That's all taken care of. We can get the end link installed rather. Go. Tire to kind of cap things off. $99. We are missing a part. According to this senior, what are we missing? And let's go here. Who's not? Double check that parts list. Battery. Okay. Oh, wait. Hang on. Some of these cars, they like to put them in weird spots, and it's not immediately obvious. Hey, at least I figured it out fairly quickly this time. I forgot, it was like some of the car manufacturers, especially some of the fancy ones, like to put the battery in the trunk. Numbers, 100%. There we go. Alright, let's get you to the alignment shop. And we're going to align your headlights and align the wheels, which shouldn't take terribly long. All right. Let's get you the dyno shop and see what our final numbers are in terms of the horsepower and torque here. Yes, I would like to proceed. So this is where we start, or where we started rather. 280 horsepower at and with 311 pound-feet of torque. So not expecting miracles here, but we should get a fair increase. I'm guessing hopefully at least a 50 or 60% increase with all the stuff we put in. We'll see what happens. Ooh. Better than I was hoping, actually. 563 horsepower with 597 pound-feet of torque. Almost 100%, well, 102% on the horsepower and 93 on the torque. Drag rating is C. I don't know if that's good, but I imagine it's not great because this ain't going to be a drag car. I think people would look at me funny if I showed up to a drag race with a rather nice-looking vintage Jaguar. So let's get you put outside. We're gonna get some screenshots. Perfect. A little profile shot from the back here. Good. Very photogenic car. Alright, we're going to take it on a quick run to the speed track and see how... We're still going to do this. Got in the wrong side of the damn car, but we're still going to do this. It's going to correct me anyway, so... Told you. Get on the side and be like, it's on the wrong side of the car. No, just kidding. Come on, you can do it. $130, $140, $150, $160. $70, $180, $183 before we hit the end of the track. Bonk. Alright, let's go back to the garage. Glad we don't have physics damage in this game. Otherwise that would have been horrible. Can you imagine that, spending all that time and effort to restore the car to 100% condition, take it to the test track and just literally just drive it into a concrete wall and fence or wire fence like that? Okay, let's see what our final tally is. So the car was bought for $21,900. We got a nice condition bonus out of it. You see all the numbers for the parts breakdown and the body cost, or the body value rather. And we've made almost an $80,000 profit on the car. I'd say we did a pretty good job with this one. And as I need money desperately in this game, because, well, I say that and I have $500,000, but I blew a bunch of money on car buying, not just for this DLC, but others too. We're going to sell this thing. There we go. So, we're going to go ahead and move some stuff around here. Move that to A1. This is going to be probably the one we go work on next. That is the F-type. That's going to be for next time. And then we have what is the last vehicle in the Jaguar DLC, which is the XJ220. These two probably aren't going to require a huge amount of work. We're still going to restore them to 100%, so we're still going to give it the full run through. But these are already in reasonably good shape parts-wise. They're not completely trash, so it's going to be mostly fixing up the body panels, giving them nice paint jobs. I'm going to definitely change the color on both of these. And like I said, we're going to make a 100% condition. We're going to give them the sleepy touch, so to speak. And, oh, that sounds bad, but it ain't, trust me. And then that'll round out the DLC, and then we'll probably do a few non-DLC cars after these, and then we'll go right into another one, which I think, like I said, depending upon how things go in the near future, will probably be the Hot Rod DLC, because I already have 4 out of the 5 vehicles for that DLC purchased. I'm still trying to hunt down number 5. But I have enough there that I can start with that DLC next once we get there. So yeah, that's a little bit of a taste of the future, and I thank everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want, see more stuff, get the alerts when I get new videos uploaded. I don't see my schedule changing anytime soon. I'm still waiting on answers from, companies I applied to, so for now, at least, expect, semi-regular content. So, we'll see you next time.